Well, what happens when you combine one of Jane Austen's classic novels and The Walking Dead?
Get Jim Ferguson's movie review today, right, Jim?
Good morning. Our Hollywood happening today looks at the sci-fi horror comedy Pride and Prejudice and Zombies. A mysterious plague has fallen upon 19th century England. The land is overrun with the undead, turning the English countryside into a war zone. Enter the beautiful, feisty Elizabeth Bennet, played by Lily James, and her sister Jane, played by Bella Heathcote.
You know, I'm a fan. Jane Austen is my favorite author. And this Pride and Prejudice and Zombies is it's action, it's comedy, it's science fiction. But would you both agree with me, it does follow the concepts of the Jane Austen novel?
Yeah, I think that's what's so good about it, because the relationships, what I buy into and what I love about Jane Austen are the relationships and the romances, and I feel like they're so strong in this film, and it's just like the stakes around them are higher.
And some of the central themes are totally heightened and brought to light. You know, Mrs. Bennet's obsession with getting the girls married is even more absurd and of a complete, because of, you know, zombies are knocking down the door, and yet that's still her main focus. So I think it shines a light on all those topics. And also Liz and Jane were totally way ahead of their time, strong young women, and that's exaggerated too.
It is exaggerated, but what I like is the Bennet girls in Jane Austen's version in the book were pretty weak. Somewhat weak, but in this version you're very strong. You're the total opposite, with martial arts and weapons and everything like that. Was that difficult? I mean, you guys are flinging around some guns and swords, and did you take any training for that, or?
Yeah, I think we took the training pretty seriously because we wanted it to be believable. I did, you know, months of martial arts trainings, kung fu, and also about a month with all the girls in London, which was great. We did more specific martial arts and weapons training, and
and for Lily, so far from Downton.
A real departure.
And Cinderella.
Yeah, I mean, it was just such a treat to be the action hero, to be so physically empowered, and to be the one saving the men. And you know, that's kind of rare in films anyway, and then let alone in a period drama setting, it just wouldn't have happened. So it was just really great to turn things on their head and go a bit wild.
It's a big epic, and you got the costumes and the music and everything, but yet, and that's beautiful, and the action scenes. It's a love story, still.
Yeah,
a beautiful love story.
One which you've got to get behind and root for, otherwise what's the point, you know? And I think that's what totally still in us propels the story along and is really compelling. So
look, I've seen it twice, and every scene between Liz and Darcy, I mean, there's two of them that I've cried each time, and I'm always just like, what? I'm like, Bingley, come back, take note, of course she loves you.
Jane and Bingley, I mean, come on.
Yeah, that's
beautiful.
really great in this film, I think,
It began with the Black Plague. Within weeks, the dead began to rise.
This cannot be.
Hunting for human flesh. Now, the few of us that are left have only one way to survive. We must bring the fight to them. I've been training for this my whole life.
The fairest wifely choices be right here in this room.
My daughters have trained for battle, sir. Not the kitchen.
A woman must have a thorough knowledge of singing, dancing, and the art of war.
I shall never relinquish my sword for a ring.
For the right man, you would.
The right man wouldn't ask me to.
We were born to be wild.
Pride and Prejudice and Zombies is a sci-fi action horror movie. It's usually not my favorite genre. However, this fresh twist on Jane Austen's classic novel, Pride and Prejudice, works because, first of all, it's based on a best-selling novel, and some clever directing, a good English cast of actors, costumes, and special effects. Jane Austen might be rolling over in her grave, but I don't hesitate to recommend Pride and Prejudice and Zombies. It's rated PG-13, my grade a somewhat bloody B in its fun. Also opening today, The Choice, a beautiful love story by Nicholas Sparks, which I'll review next week, the comedy Hail Caesar starring George Clooney, and the crime drama Regression starring Ethan Hawke. I'm going to see you right here next Tuesday with Tina and Heather on The Morning Blend.